Alright, I made a static AMV for Osomatsu-san, and that might seem like a random combination, but those who know that this song intentionally has a lot of Osomatsu references within it. And so this kind of AMV was just made to be, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm crazy into the series. Like, I've been into it since it aired. I guess I should, like, kind of sort of start by explaining how it's a reference for anyone that's not in the know, because there's a lot of people that will like see posts about the song. They'll be like, why is the number 6 everywhere? I don't get it. What's with these colors? They're everywhere. It's intentional. Big part of what you need to know is that Static Miku is specifically based off of the red one, the namesake Osomatsu. He's the oldest. The lyrics in the song very much relate to Osomatsu in particular, and that's a big part of what you need to know about this AMV. Very context heavy. The song has that kind of old TV feel to it, while also having a like don't leave me behind kind of feeling. And in episodes 24 of season 1 and season 2, there are just these very emotional stories about Osomatsu, the eldest one, getting left behind. In the first season, he's like bitter about it, and then in the second season, he's still kind of sad about it, but isn't as like antagonistic about it. But in both, he has these like very quiet moments of just thinking to himself and just kind of being in his lonesome and wishing for the other's company back. I wanted to make a very like, oh, haha, fun times with the more lighthearted parts of the song, and then to put the more emotional episodes that I just mentioned in that quiet part right there. That's like the basic structure of it. It was very difficult though, because I had a specific idea for this part, because this is like the easiest part. This part basically screams at you, hey, I'm about episode 24 of seasons 1 and 2. You can't miss it. But the entirety of everything else was a lot more tricky. This was like a very late addition, this TV thing. I just thought it'd be cool to start it up like that. But the ABC 1, 2, 3, all that, those are in magenta here. I made those the opening and ending themes just because they're very colorful and visually interesting and match the sort of lighthearted tone of it, especially because it says like sing with me here. Like, kind of just works. It's also fun to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at this part. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. That's the order of them, which I should have mentioned earlier when mentioning the bare bones basics of what you need to know about why static is an Osomatsu reference. Anytime you see these colors here, these are the 6 Matsuno colors. There's 6 of them. So there's red, light blue, green, dark blue, yellow, pink. That's not their actual colors. Some people will be confused, but it's because they're trying to be the color block colors while also being the Matsu's colors. And so Karamatsu's dark blue is switched out for light blue, and Ichimatsu's purple is switched out for dark blue because there's no purple. And so, like, since purple is darker than blue, he gets the darker one. But besides that, it's all their colors, and they're, like, in that specific order. And so anytime you see those colors in this music video, it's specifically a reference. Yeah, like this, for example, this is the card game from season 1, episode 2. I put it right here in this AMV. It's not a very complex scene. It's basically just you see different hands of cards and all that, but you see like the red sleeve every time, and so then it pans out and it's like, oh, he was pretending that all the other brothers were playing with him, but it was just him. But people like using this as like a sort of Osomatsu moment. A lot of people like zooming in on the angst potential moments from the series. It's mostly a comedy, but it can be angsty when it wants to. This scene is not angst at all, mind you. The scene is just haha funny laughs. But people like to look at it and be like, oh, he misses them. I mean, he misses them in like the big finales of season 1 and season 2, so, you know, I'm not talking about the AMV enough. So opening themes, ending themes, you know, funny, haha, fun time. And then this whole part here, right? This whole just another day thing. Trying to find like as many matching shots with this like table in the middle as I can. For all these shots in this AMV, I have only pulled from seasons 1, 2, and the movie. I don't especially have any qualms with season 3. I'm not going to talk on season 4. But I'd rather just stick with seasons 1 and 2 for this, just because they have more of what I want for this AMV anyways. And then this part, like, who's the nicest thing you see? It's me. Technically, with how static Miku is in that part of the song, like this framing is a reference to Osomatsu-kun. And if I'm right, like her saying like it's me is written out in the Japanese, like me, like the self-referential pronoun of Yami. And it's Yami in this part of Osomatsu-kun. So like this should be Yami, but I'm not putting Yami here. I'm centering Osomatsu in this AMV. Because like centering this AMV around Osomatsu and then just having that one random part is like, it's me, Yami. It's like, yeah, I mean, cute for those who know, but like I want to make this as easy to understand as possible for like people that might not have seen the show. I don't want to say it's LARP fuel, but like kind of LARP fuel. like you can pretend that you've watched the show just by watching this AMV and being like, oh, I get it now. This is how Static Miku is a reference to the show. I understand. I don't want to call it LARP fuel. What do I call it? Fraud fuel? Poser potential? I don't want to put like all the different monsters for this part. I just wanted to have like a bunch of shots of Osomatsu. And albeit it's a little tougher to tell that it is him in this and this one because he's wearing the blue outfit, and if you haven't watched the show then you're going to be like, well, this could be any of them. They all wear that blue thing, don't they? The hair highlights. If you ever need to cheat and know which Matsu is which, look at the hair highlights. They have a slight tint of their image color. That's a life hack. Now you too can pretend you've watched the show. I think this like little transition here where he's like, it's me. I think that's cute. This part I'm gonna change out when it comes to the final product. I wanted to have like a lot of shots of characters like kind of by themselves walking alone, but I couldn't get enough shots of them walking alone with their backs facing against the camera, and like specifically the Matsus, because like this is Yami and Chibita. He's not walking backwards, he's walking forward, and it's also Ichimatsu's in this shot. Like there's too many conflicting factors here. I want to keep it similar. So I might just change all these to like different shots of the city they live in and stuff. Like these two shots are like kind of the vibe of what I want to do, where it's an almost like anxiety giving feeling of like, oh, you don't fit in, said to the other Matsuno brothers kind of thing. And then to like, especially with these shots here, it's like, you don't fit in, you don't fit in. And then to have it be like, oh, but we're here together kind of thing. I like this combination of shots a lot. I quite like it. It's fun. It took me ages to hear that sample in there. I'm embarrassed as a fan of the show. This isn't the exact moment that the sample comes from, but it's like a second afterwards. Like technically it's this part, like but then it pans outside and there's angry people like right there. And I don't want to show that. I just want the like, I'm starting the chant and you finish the chant. And then into the chorus. I'm kind of disappointed about these ones because here's Osomatsu red, Karamatsu blue, Toramatsu green. I couldn't find Ichimatsu raging with like a purple dash moving background thing. Juicematsu's not really raging. Toramatsu doesn't have a pink background here either. I'm let down immensely. They keep the energy that I wanted, but it would have been so cool to have each of their image colors behind them. I just like the motion of this part. That right there. Like, this is a little, okay, whatever, but this, the like shaky cam and the way it's like jostling left and right and the way it pans, especially combined with the little like the cartoon sound effect. I love it. That scratches my brain. The second part of the chorus isn't as energetic, but it feels like what the lyrics are saying, so it's fine. Just put in like opening footage here. That was completely unnecessary on my end. I just wanted some better way to transition between this part and the 4-5-6, and I needed just a little bit more footage than what this whole sequence gave. And so I took the doors from the same opening and I like masked them a little. This part might be one of my favorites of this AMV. Yeah. Okay, Premiere hates me for this. This part is in the first verse, but I picked kind of more casual clips for that first verse. And then this one is a lot more like emphasizing on like the, whoa, we're so happy kind of feel. And then just by pure coincidence. Like, their eyes are closed for a good amount of these shots back to back. And then I had to look up what these words meant. I haven't actually heard revelry or reverie before, those words. Yeah, like drunkenness and like in a dream. Drunkenness, sure, it's like, if I'm right, the word is defined as a lot more loud of a drunkenness, but I like this clip, so I choose this clip. And for this clip, it's from the movie. It's funny because in the movie, they're in a memory world. It's not entirely confirmed nor denied that it's like a dream per se, but the fact that they fall asleep into it and wake up from it, like, that's somewhat like a dream. And so this is them in the memory world dream thing. I think I'm very funny. So then, always be together, fair and stormy weather, never growing older, never growing colder. I wanted these parts to be a little bit of a, like, not entirely what she's saying. Like, always be together, Osomatsu's not here, they're intentionally leaving him out. And then fair and stormy weather, this is only during stormy weather. They only play this during the storm in this skit. Never growing older, this is them back in high school in the movie, which is like a flashback kind of thing. Them in current day in the show, they don't have explicit ages, but because it shows them back in high school, it's like, oh, well, they aged from there, so that's growing older. So that's like going against that intentionally, and then that's never growing colder. One of them lets a blizzard in just to spite the others. I don't know, I just wanted to like go against the lyric meanings. It just felt cool to do. I feel cool. And then always be together right here is from episode 24, where they do go their separate ways, so they're not always be together. They are not always be together, actually. This is also from episode 24, what I was saying before, where Osomatsu the Red One's left all by himself, and he's just kind of like pondering to himself by his lonesome. That's what this is. I put it as a special kind of layer in between these shots to give it like a little bit of blue when it changes between them. I like using this TV transition thing, by the way. I just think it looks cool. And the song's themed around it, so you can't stop me. And then I tried to use a lot of matching shots of them, like, in the futon. Couldn't find as many as I wanted to, but I wanted to make them look as similar as they could to each other, so it's fine. It was very tough to make the effects and the static and stuff to match the music when it starts getting all glitchy sounding and all that, because Premiere hates me. And then this here again is that card game scene where you think that everyone is playing cards and then it's just him. Because the way that this like goes quiet is the same way that this scene goes quiet, where he's kind of like laughing up a storm and then he just stops and he's like, all right, that's enough of that. And then it transitions to him like walking around outside. So I thought it would be a good match to just linger on it kind of awkwardly. This one is just kind of fake emotional, but I don't care because it's sunset lit and that matches, and I like this sequence of clips. So then this is him doing that thing again where he's like trying to hype everyone up. So then I used that to transition back to this, and I tried to like squish it so that the aspect ratio would be the same, and then kind of just like between them. And then I'm still using the episode 24 clip where he's pondering by himself. If there's anything you should know about Osomatsu-san, it's that fans fucking love episode 24 of seasons 1 and 2. They can never get enough of it. I made a Twitter post some time ago that was like, you'll know Osomatsu fans are evil if they put the Matsus in this order. And people were like, hey, fuck you. For good reason. It's the angst order. For season 1 specifically. Anyways, back to the chorus. Bunch of high energy shots, bunch of movement. Not a whole lot of it happens in the specific way that I want, so it was a bit tough to find as many clips as I wanted for this AMV, but we make it work. I like this triple combination here. And this is fun. You might see this Jushimatsu clip and you might think, wait a second, he looks kind of angry here, and he has like kind of yellow in the background. Why not use this one for that first chorus thing? To which I say, I like how his movements here match with the syllabic stress of this line. Just listen to it. Like, to trip the light, fantastic. He moves with it. It's cool. So I'm putting it there. And then this part just transitions to this initial scene of the movie. And again, it does that kind of thing where it like loses its energy in the second part of the chorus, just like the first chorus did. I just don't have enough of these crazy wacky time clips at my disposal in the specific way I want. I'm too picky and choosy with these clips, and so I don't have many of them as a result. So the second part of this chorus gets to be about the first scene from the movie where 6 of them are at a high school reunion. Osomatsu, the red one, excuses himself to the bathroom. 5 of them start lying about their jobs. They start being like, oh, we're mascot characters for a hotel. And then Red steps back in and is like, no, we don't have jobs. And they freak out. And so it's like, this is how it should be, of like them like trying to lie about it, and then him being like, this is how it should be. Where he's like laughing it up and being like, haha, yeah, we don't have a lot going on, ha ha ha. It like takes him a while to realize that no one agrees with him. He's not saying this is how it should be, but the fact that no one's agreeing with him made me want to put this here. Because it takes him a while to realize that no one agrees. And that's like kind of sort of the vibe that happens sometimes. I don't know. I think it's thematically fitting in a sense somehow. And then this part has a lot of like back and forth from like the openings and then something happening in the show. I don't think Premiere will like me. Let me take the TV static off. Yeah, now it'll show you what it looks like. A lot of stuff going on, like opening show, opening show, opening show. This is from the movie, when they realize they've woken up in the memory dream world thing. This is the cat from the movie. It's not really scary, it just kind of looks menacing initially, so I put it there. And then opening thing, opening thing, opening thing. For this, I went in an order going up from the youngest to oldest. This is Tonomatsu, Jushimatsu, Ichimatsu, Choromatsu, Karamatsu, and then Osomatsu. I wanted to put like some kind of object on screen that wasn't like a face, some kind of object that related to something at least kind of sort of about them in like a bit more of a serious way than normal. But for some of them it was a bit difficult, like Tonomatsu here, where I just ended up putting the like Starbucks parfait coffee stuff and have a distinct object like the others do. Tonomatsu was more of a struggle too, so I just put like the rising self-consciousness, whatever the hell. But for Jushimatsu, the umbrellas from episode 9, if you know, you know. For Ichimatsu, the cattail thing from episode 5 with Esper Kitty. And for Karamatsu, the phone from episode 5, where they leave him still on the line, but ignoring him. So the 4 out of the 6 things between all these are related to some kind of angst. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And the sushi is what takes the TV filter off, because this is like Osomatsu's breaking point in episode 24 of season 1, where everyone else is having a good time, celebrating Choromatsu about to leave, but Osomatsu doesn't like it. Like, the sushi's knocked out of his hand, and then that's when he, like, pitches a fit and, like, kicks Jushimatsu and starts, like, breaking into a fight. Like, they punch each other and hit each other. They have, like, a running death counter in the show with how wacky its tone is. Like, the show has a running death counter, but then, like, sometimes it'll get really grounded and it'll be like, oh, he punched him, but, like, for real this time, you know what I mean? Like, / serious. And I don't know. You're just able to tell. If you watch enough of the show, you're just able to tell. So then this part is the when you go, don't change the channel thing. This whole thing. See that? This is interesting. I was editing these clips to this part, and I was like, I want season 1, episode 24 to be this chunk here, and I want season 2, episode 24 to be this chunk here. So in this part, she says, I hope you won't be long, in the sense that she's saying when you go, and so it's like, when you leave, I hope it won't be long until you come back. But the fact that she says, I hope you won't be long, and I was putting these clips to it, and I thought to myself, in this whole sequence, each of them leaves the house, but all of them do it in a way where they kind of rush their way and do it. It just happens like really, really quickly, and Osomatsu doesn't wish any of them well. He's not even there when Choromatsu leaves. That's what this is. This window is where Osomatsu is, but he's not even looking out the window. He's pretending to not care. And everyone else is like seeing him off, but Osomatsu is not. The fact that he's not wishing any of them well, and like, yeah, he's not wishing any of them harm directly, but he's very much not wishing them well. And so I end up hearing this lyric as, I hope you won't belong. As in, I hope you don't have a place to belong, instead of, I hope it won't be long until you come back. And it makes me think, maybe it was intentional. They like making really subtle references to Osomatsu with this song, so it's possible. And I wanted to really make people mishear that lyric for this part, to be like, I hope you won't belong. I hope you come back soon because you won't belong. That kind of unfair vibe that he's giving, where he's like, he won't make it out there anyways, kind of thing. I wanted to emphasize that here. And then again, in season 2, he's a lot more well-adjusted. Everyone also goes their separate ways, but they don't leave the house. But they don't see each other as much in daily life. And so it leads to Osomatsu kind of just walking around. And so he just sits and people watches, and then even when it rains, he just sits there. And see that digital live thing that Flavor Foley did, that stream, where they had that new Static Miku image? This is what it's in reference to, this specific shot here, where he's kind of just people watching. Not with any ill will this time, he's just kind of like in his own thoughts. Having this be, after all I want to be wanted, is that so wrong? Because he like is at the riverside, and like other people are like going off on a journey without him, goes home, there's not many people home. You know, he wants company, and like later in the scene he does get company, and it does leave off on a good note. But I don't care. I'm putting this part in the AMV anyways, because it's probably adjacent to what they intended for this part, so it's fine. And then back to season 1, episode 24, because this is the thing that matches what Static Miku does. The sitting thing, like literally shot for shot. Boom, 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 boom. For episode 25 of season 1, because episode 24 of season 1 and season 2 are the second to last episodes. And for both season 1 and season 2, they do a thing where episode 24 is a really emotional episode, and then episode 25, the very final episode of each season, bait and switches you. Especially with this episode. Like, I was there when it aired. It's like, oh, there's a letter for you, and like Choromatsu's like writing the letter the whole time, so you're like, oh, it's gonna be something emotional. And then they bait and switch you. And in episode 25, it's like, oh, we're chosen for an intergalactic baseball game, yippee! Everyone drops everything they have. They totally drop the emotional thing, and they're like, we gotta go to the baseball game in space. And just completely out the window. Which is very interesting to do. And so that's why the TV static goes away here. So I wanted it to be like dropping the static for this part. Like kind of like takes you out of this vibe it has going on. And then the fact that he matches on the yay! Like the crowd cheering. Because like he's happy about it. And then this is the baseball thing. And then that's season 1's finale. Like this whole baseball game thing. And then I go to season 2 finale for this part, which is also kind of silly. You might be thinking, oh, they're dead? That doesn't seem silly. It gets silly. They pick and choose when they want to be /J and /SRS. It really depends. So then, like, haha, funny baseball game. And then, haha, funny getting back to Earth. And then this is the movie. I like the animation here. This is, the movie's about, like, them and their high school selves, so this whole little exchange is, like, them talking to their high school selves and saying that it'll be okay. But they don't have all the means to reassure them, and so they kind of, like, omit facts and lie sometimes during this sequence, where they're like, yeah, totally, we are doing a lot of cool stuff, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And I think it's very interesting. So then that's, like, this is how it should be, where they, like, make a ginormous people tower thingy to reach a really high place. Okay, let me turn this off again. This is their high school selves looking at their current selves and being like, that's what we become, kind of thing. This is sped up reverse footage of the whole AMV. And this on the bottom here is reused footage of the like table scenes from the Just Another Day and all that. Moving slightly upwards. And so then all three together makes, I think, enough of a mess to look satisfying. Like, maybe the sped up stuff is a little bit too much, but whatever. And then at the end here. The context of this scene here, it's him being reliable for once, and saying something, like, actually good and productive for once. which is a little against the stagnant kind of themes of the song Static as a whole. But I'm not really using this clip at the very end here because of its context. I'm using it because him smiling at them, they smile back. There's not a whole lot of that happens. That's not a funny, haha, goofy, wacky scene. And I didn't want a funny, haha, goofy, wacky scene to be the very end of the AMV. This one is like slash SRS, this scene. I especially wanted to use this clip because it frames him looking for that reassurance by like giving them a smile and then them smiling back, like giving that reassurance back. And so it's like, oh, we're on the same page, we all agree, and like, yeah, we all agree to like have at the very end, because the song has a very big theme of like fear of abandonment and that kind of thing, and like, oh, what if we want different things and we end up going separate ways and stuff like that. And so then to have at the end just like, this is how it should be, and like everyone's like on the same page agreeing, I think is cool. Well, I mean, the 6 of them are like a unit, and so having them like agree at the very end of the AMV here just feels right. I really like Static as a song. I love how it's sort of a love letter thematically to the series, in the sense that it really, really plays into the nostalgia of it all. The song wins media literacy points because it emphasizes the stagnation that this series has going on a lot in a very cartoony kind of way, where the characters don't have confirmed ages, they're just in their 20s, but they never have like birthdays or anything like that directly happen, like The Simpsons, where it's a really long running show, but you won't see the characters like, oh, they're 21 and now they're 22 and 23, 24. They're just kind of this vague age range, and that's just how they are. And they'll have seasonal episodes, but it still doesn't entirely mark the passage of time, really playing into that with the whole like stagnation theming that it does in the song, where it's like, yeah, we're just gonna stay like this forever. It's just, you know, all of us together forever, and you're not gonna leave me, right? Where that's the whole thing again that episodes 24 of season 1 and season 2 are doing, where it's like, you're not gonna leave me, right? We're all gonna stay together and just be this way forever. Even when it's, you know, kind of a positive thing, there's still this feeling of like, well, what am I gonna do with myself if I'm not part of a group? What am I gonna do with myself just as myself? I need that company. And so the song really, really, really emphasizes, I need that company from you. I need you to be company. You know, are you still watching? And to play that into the whole like, oh, because it's adapted from the older franchise Osomatsu-kun, and to have that be like the very static, you know, CRT, these like square TVs, all that is very, very well done. And so I wanted to AMVify it as a way to be like, yeah, this song gets it. This song gets it. And again, also to just push towards people that haven't watched the show to be like, well, you have an AMV of it now. And also for my own sake. Again, anytime I make AMVs, it's self-indulgent. It's always self-indulgent. I just like this combination of clips. It was difficult to put together, and I almost didn't do it. Like, I tweeted out, maybe I'll make a Static AMV, and then deleted it soon after, because I was like, maybe I won't be able to do it well, but it's alright. It's definitely not my favorite AMV I've made. There's definitely parts where I'm like, it's cool. I really like some parts of this AMV. Not all the parts are my favorite, but some of them are pretty cool. I like the TV static stuff. The effects were fun to do. I liked making it match the lyrics. And the fact that it thematically fits is very fun as well. I don't know what conclusion statement to make, so I'm just gonna do this.